greetings and salutations. And how are we today on this gloriously windy Saturday? It's going to be sort of, I don't know if it'll be as long as yesterday, maybe like an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. We'll see how we go. So I've got things I need to be sorting out, and I did kind of promise that I'd meet up with somebody online. So as you do, like, where are we? Doing the socials as always. So the plan is to get started on the base and do some body work with this lot. I've also got the plates primed and ready for action, so to speak. So that's all fun and games until it's not. So yeah, it's all important, all this stuff. You've got to put it out in the socials. So that's that and that. And 2 more. How has everyone been since last night anyway? It's oh. And last one. Last one. Here it is. Right. Right. Okay. That's that done. Now, no, not Pokemon. That's it. Right, sorted. Anywho, as I was saying, how is everybody since last night or last Wednesday, whenever I saw you last? Every day, to be honest, I woke up this morning, thought it was Sunday, so I was almost, well, I was late. Let's not beat around the bush. I was late to work by a matter of moments, or of minutes. Because I honestly woke up thinking it's Sunday, because bank holidays completely throw my week out. So that was fun. I'm good. Hey, hello again. That's good to hear. There's not a lot has changed since last night. So we're going with, obviously, I've based this using Halford's Grey Primer, or the new Formula Grey Primer, which doesn't feel as good as the old traditional one that we all fell in love with all those years ago. But it's done what I needed it to do. And now I'm just going over with some Mechanica Standard Grey. As I often do. I always do. Let's not beat around the bush. It's the go-to for urban bases, at least. Well, I fancied, after building the majority of the torso yesterday, I thought, okay, I fancy doing a little bit of paint, so we are get started with the base. Straight out of the pot. Well, I dipped the brush into the water to water it down, basically. I could use a wet palette, but I've never used a wet palette, so no. But yeah, I'll just literally get a little bit on there after I've dipped, and then just slap it about. There's no real secret or need to be graceful at this moment. It's just getting the colour. It doesn't even have to be like full coverage. You know, having a bit of the lighter grey showing through, it's not going to hurt. So you just go with what feels right. As long as you get the bits you need covered. So we've got a little bit of a mournful cyberpunk in the background. And slap, slap, slap. And that. Is that. Sweet. I just want to quickly check. What I did with that. It's pretty much just Agrax. Think you can do an actual video series for your channel to attract beginners to the game? Possibly. I know that a friend, my friends at oh my god, it's not Tabletop Tactics, it's the other one. So much for friends. Hello Arnold, how are you? Good evening to you too. Oh, that's bugging me now. I'm gonna have to find out. Damn it. Subscription. Tabletop Standard. That was the one. No, not Maximal Fights. Tabletop Standard. They did a couple of years ago now, they actually done a selection of videos breaking down the different stages and phases of playing AT. So whenever I normally do a Titan walk, I always, as a refresher, watch that video. So it's James, I think. And basically, no, Chris, James, Chris, who does tabletop standard, is the main guy there. It's like 9 small mini-sodes. They're only a few minutes long each, but they tell you exactly what you need for doing it, sort of thing. So like obviously they're connected with Battle Bling and Maximal Fire and all that sort of stuff. Maximal Fire gives you a bit more in-depth stuff, and obviously battle reports, and obviously now Tabletop Standard are doing their battle reports as well, especially with like Legions, and I've been watching them, and they are fun to watch, interesting, especially when they're mixing up what they're playing against. So instead of just being like, they've done Solar Auxilia versus Space Marines, they've also done recently against Johnny from Maximal Fire, was using his spider bots against Solar Orcs, and that didn't end well for Chris. But yeah, I might say I've got to do some more. So like, I started off when I first started with this, it was doing like how I do paint scheme videos, which they're still there and they're still popular. Strangely, my Legio Volcanum one is the most popular one, which is strange because you don't see that many Legio Volcanum engines on the tables, but I've not seen a lot of them. But obviously, my Legio Solaria scheme, Legio Audax scheme is up there. There was a little sort of tutorial of House Divine, or how I do House Divine. It is purely how I do stuff. It's not like an official one. It's how I found the colours that I thought were near enough spot on for the particular Knights and Titan houses, so, or Legios. But you know, they've been popular, and a lot of the Solaria are definitely imitations of what I'd put up on there. Not imitations, but you know, the guide has helped a lot of people, because with Solaria, when they first came out, nobody really knew how to go about it, and I brought in stippling the colours on, and did the same with Audax, really. So without having to worry about, like, you know, getting into airbrushing and all that, you can do them simply and effectively with the methods I put up there. There are other Legio Solaria schemes. I know War Hipster has got one, which is obviously a little bit more involved than what I did, and I'm not gonna lie, it looks similar to what I did. So I honestly thought it was my Titan I saw on there. But yeah, so we all have our own differences and variances, and you know, ideas of how to do things. So I just, because I only do things that are simple, I don't fuck about. I've got not enough time in the world. More pressing things to do. And just to say, even if you just take that on board as your sort of start off base, and then you do a different variation on a scheme, you know, it all helps out. Yeah, they are. As I said, they are a proper channel. Not like this slapdash Harry who just turns up and hangs out and chats with anyone who turns up, really. So it's all good. I say, as long as you get your models painted to how you want them, you can do it as easily or as difficult as you like. There's no right and wrong way to go about your hobby at the end of the day. As long as you're happy with the results, it's all that matters. I was just doing Agrax all over the superstructure. It's all groovy. So what are you guys, well, Arnold, you haven't been around for a bit. What have you been up to? What are you working on currently? I parked the 18 Li and went hard for the Death Guard. Oh, right, okay. Was that for Heresy or 40k Death Guard? Could not find any players for 8mm games, so I do paint ones in a while. Lost a bit of steam doing so. Yeah, that's fair. But it's understandable. So it's just a case of finding those little clusters of hobbyists and players, because they're all over the place. But you do find little clusters every now and again, and trying to infiltrate their inner circle. Right, I've just realised I made a bit of a faux pas, because I should have gone over this top section here in some gold. So I'll just finish this little bit here. $40k with a 30k colour scheme. That sounds pretty cool. You can't go too far wrong with that. The Death Guard, the original Death Guard scheme is one of my favourites. It was actually my first Legion that I actually painted was Death Guard. So I'm totally in line with that. Cheat time. do like these Vallejo bottles with the little balls. I don't want the shield generators the same colour as the carapace, so where I have caught it with the Liberator Gold, let's give it a little lick, which is the dark aluminium, which is very similar to Leadbelcher, but it has a tendency to go on really smoothly, which is never a bad thing. Nice. Also, I'll have a Luke's moment or two. Let's make sure I just get that in there. Get the old hair dryer treatment again. Actually, let's do that bit as well. Actual like ammo section of the minigun. Minigun. Titan minigun. Which I can never remember the name of it on here. And obviously with the what do you call it? The Retributor missile system on the War Master, but on the Iconoclast I can never remember the name of the bloody weapon. Oh yeah, they're looking really good, Arnold. Nice. And a nice mixture of colours that you got on there as well. Like, you know, the standard sort of Death Guard look, but then you've got those little accents every there and again, or bits of cloth and stuff that really stand out from it. Very good. Not that you're going to see it, but you know it's there, so you better just cover it just to play it safe. Sweet. Yeah. Utilising a soft flat brush to apply Uriel yellow to the chest, well, shoulder chest plate. Let's get the real ones. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Oopsie. Well, this is Dawnstone. using Dawnstone Air because it's obviously a lot more easier to spread. It's like two thin coats. Be as neat as tidy as you like, or you can just slap it on because I say you'll be going over the trim with Liberated Gold anyway. So, and plus we've got to do the stippling of the Administratum grey before any of that anyway. So grey on grey, but totally different grey. So you can tell the difference. Do the lobster plates. Hey Gizmo, where are you, buddy? It's quite scary, 2 nights of the week. Well, 3 nights of the week actually. This is a first. This is a first. 3 nights. Oh my goodness. You working tonight, or what are you up to? Okay, it doesn't really matter that you're painting them on the sprue, because obviously it's the gold that's going to need the touching up, not the actual main plates, so that's not particularly difficult. Hot. Nice. I sprayed the backs lead belcher. Fronts I sprayed with the Halford Spray Primer. Stretch your legs. Let's go with this. Because I'm going over on lead belch, I'm about to do 2 coats easily. That's that. Ah, it's the Cruciator Gatling Array. I just found the weapons cards. So it's short range of 10 inches, which you get +1 to hit. Long range is 30 inches, no +1 to hit. 12 dice, strength 6, carapace, and ordnance. So basically, anything within its shadow of 12 inches will not be, you can't target with it unless it's the same size. So if it's another War Master, you can target, but anything less than that, you can't target. Ordnance allows you to re-roll 1s on your armor penetration, which is nice. What the Verdaken? Shit. I return to hear dog snuffles and it's dry brushing. It is dry brushing. The ultimate in painting technology. Some people frown at dry brushing, but dry brushing is a required skill. Yeah, I'm actually, I don't know, I think I'm coming down with something. I've got I don't know, it was a bit of a headache. Admittedly, my colleague at work today was avoiding me because he had been ill, or was ill. So he definitely had something, but he was sort of keeping his distance. But you're bound to sort of come into close close contact at some point. I did tell him to make sure he washed his hands and used the antibacterial stuff, sanitizers, which he does. He's a good lad, but yeah, so I do apologise if there's any extra snuffling along with the dry brushing. Oh, hello you. So we'll get some dry brushing going. More dry brushing, he says. Nice. Wobbles. Hey, go for it. Happy Easter to you. Yeah, happy Easter to everyone. I hope you all have a wonderful Easter Sunday, and hopefully you all get lots of lovely eggs to chomp down on and devour mercilessly. Hey, I'm starting a knight army. Do you have any advice for me? I got 4 Moraxes with Volkite to go with the Teslas, and I've got a knight Atrapos. Moraxes, eh? So are these AT or are they 40k, 30k sort of scale? Because obviously in AT, knights are a lot different. So you've got to be careful. 30k, right? Okay. So Knight Atrapos is one of the strongest knights out there anyway, so that's always handy. So you got 4 Moraxes. Yeah, well, basically with them, they're your anti-infantry. So having the Volkites going to town on, you know, squads of Marines, especially ones that might have anything that could hurt your Atrapos friend, and your Atrapos is there for pretty much, you know, taking out heavy armor, dreadnoughts, you know, stuff that could hurt your little fellas. So that's a nice little sort of complementary unit. Unless you wanted to stick some of those Graviton in with the Moraxes. But I don't know. I would probably do as I say, like use the Volkites for taking out any sort of infantry level threat and run interference, because obviously they've still got their Hecaton siege claws and stuff that can worry tank owners. So, and then just run them as sort of ablative armor to the Atrapos to try and protect it as long as possible, so you can get closer and let them close combat stuff. So nobody's going to like it, but that's the way of knights. That's what I would go with, what you've got there anyway. Always want to cover most eventualities, and the thing with knights, it's obviously a knight army, you've only got like 5 models, and they can have a lot of smaller models, even dudes with like thunder hammers and that. So Volkite's getting people to re-roll saving throws, or rolling additional saving throws, all lads. So yeah, because it comes down to dice rolls. You know, it's all well and good having a 2+ armor save, but you will roll 1s, and that's what you want. Unleash the dice upon your enemies. Knights are glorious things. You can't really go wrong. Especially with an Atrapos. Well, get a Warlord. Yeah, well, yeah. From Knights, there is only one way to go, and that is with the big guys. Save up your pennies and invest. Mm-hmm. Right. That's Right. I think I'm going to leave it there. So there's pain in the eye here, and I'm starting to feel a little bit uneasy. So I'm going to say thank you very much. It's been lovely to have you here. I know we had a little, like 3.5 hours last night, but we've got another hour and a half at least today. Um, um, whether or not I'll be on again over Easter, I don't know. I could be. Who knows? It's a mystery. But yeah, it's not bad, seeing as this was just grey plastic yesterday, and now we've got the base well and truly underway, the superstructure well and truly underway, the plates started. So yeah, you can't say fairer than that, really. So thank you very much for coming to hang out for a little while, and I hope you have a lovely rest of the weekend, and I hope that you have a wonderful Easter and that you get lots of eggies, chocolate eggs, and that you have a great time. And if I don't see you beforehand, I will see you on Wednesday evening from 8 p.m. GMT for another hobby hangout. So until then, I hope you have a great time, and adios. Take care now.